Auzubillahi minash-shaytanir-rajim. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. Yesterday we talked about perception and different kinds of perception. We studied that the perception is actually the synthesis, analysis, organization and interpretation of sensory data. So sensory data is received by our sensation or our sense organs. That data is then analyzed, organized and interpreted by the brain. So when we actually understand the outside environment, perception is said to be happened. Okay, perception is actually understanding of the outside stimuli that goes through sensation and sensory transduction and interpretation. The whole process is known as perception. So the definition was that perception is the analysis, synthesis, organization, interpretation of sensory data. Then there were different kinds of perceptions. Perception, depth perception was one kind. Perception that actually our mind can transform or perceive 2D objects in 3D form. That we can perceive the depth, of an object, the whole shape of an object in 3D form. Another kind of perception was there were monocular and binocular cues in depth perception, that we can see the whole structure of an object with just one eye due to monocular cues. Because of the movement in the object, we can detect its shape with one eye. But binocular cues or binocular disparity is actually the distances between the two eyes. So the distance between the two eyes can actually enable us to form two different images on the retina. So one image is from the right eye, another image is from the left eye. The both images are combined and the distance of the object is perceived. So depth perception is the perception of distance from an object and the perception of 2D object and 3D object. Depth perception does two things. It transforms 2D objects into 3D and it actually perceives the distance. So depth perception has those two jobs, those two functions. Then we studied the motion perception. In motion perception, we said that the motion of an object is always detected in comparison to some stable background. If there is no stable background, we will not be able to perceive the motion in an object. Today we will be studying subliminal perception. Today we'll be solely studying subliminal perception, perceptual constancy and illusions. 2-3 kinds of illusions. That will be the end of perception chapter. So let's get to it. Subliminal perception. Subliminal perception is the perception of a stimuli without our awareness of that stimuli. The perception of a stimuli without our awareness. The phenomenon, that is the definition. Yes, this is the type of perception. Phenomenon that objects are perceived without any awareness of that object. So the mind can actually perceive things without being aware that that thing exists. You will not be actually looking at that thing, or you will not be actually acknowledge that the thing exists. ऐसा भी होता है कि subliminal perception में हम ऐसी चीज़ें देख लेते हैं कि वो हमें पता भी नहीं होता, हमें अंदाज़ा भी नहीं होता कि वो चीज़ हमने देख ली है. इस पे एक्सपेरिमेंट्स हुए हैं. There was an experiment in a cinema theater. A movie was played. In the background of that movie there was a hidden message. So subliminal message is actually the perceptions of messages of which we are not consciously aware. तो हमारे कॉन्शियस अवेयरनेस में नहीं होती वो मैसेज, लेकिन फिर भी हम उस मैसेज को परसीव कर लेते हैं. मैं आपको एग्जांपल लेता हूँ. सिनेमा में There was an experiment in a cinema theater. A movie was being played, and in the background of that movie was a hidden message of Coca-Cola. There was a written text known as thirst, called thirst, and there was a Coca-Cola in the background. Nobody actually knew that we had been seeing that picture. Nobody actually saw that picture consciously. But when they came out of the theater, the most drinks sold that day was Coca-Cola drinks. And actually everybody was feeling thirsty. So the mind can actually perceive hidden messages without being consciously aware of it. Advertisements, commercials, banners, movies, actually all kind of those things uses subliminal messaging to advertise their stuff. You are not actually consciously aware of that object, but you do perceive that object. Perceptual actually happens consciously. All kinds of perceptions happens consciously. If I perceive this man, I'm actually aware that he exists and I'm looking at him. I'm aware of this phenomenon. But when I am not aware of this phenomenon, that I am looking at something, that is known as subliminal perception. Okay? Subliminal means below the radar. Subliminal means below the radar, hidden, below the threshold. We actually perceive things without being consciously aware of it. So that is one example. There are many such examples that we actually perceive things without being consciously aware of it. So what is the purpose of knowing these things? When we know these things, we actually come to know the strengths of the mind, but also the weaknesses of the mind. So we are not easily manipulable. So somebody cannot actually easily manipulate us. If somebody is selling us something through subliminal message, we can actually detect that subliminal message. We actually know that we are feeling thirsty because in the movie I saw thirst word again and again. In the movie actually I saw somebody drinking water, or somebody was feeling really thirsty, or actually I saw the images of different drinks. So that is a subliminal message. You are not consciously aware, but you are very thirsty after the movie. Yes, question.
Sometimes when we heard about water, if we are
Yes.
then we feel thirsty.
Yes, of course. Sometimes you are not thirsty. He actually said that sometimes we are not thirsty, but when we watch someone drinking water, or when we hear someone say the name of water, we actually feel thirsty. So that is actually true. That is also a sort of subliminal message. Okay? No, that is one kind of perception.
Feeling of something is also the subliminal perception.
Feeling of something. No.
Feel the things.
Feel the things.
Yes, sir.
I'm not sure what you actually mean.
आपने एग्जांपल दिया सर कि हमने कोका कोला का एग्जांपल दिया
जी जी
और हमें फील हो कि हमें भी थर्स्ट हो रहा है
हाँ.
so this is also feeling sir.
Yes, feeling, but feeling is actually a different thing. When feeling is induced by a hidden message, that is subliminal perception. When feeling is actually induced, not an intrinsic feeling, not of your own making, but when feeling is induced by external stimuli without your awareness, that would be subliminal perception. Okay, so if you are not aware, for example, if if I am constantly repeating, or I have hiddenly written here Feroz Shah Lectures, the name of my channel, okay, and I have written it in a very small font, you cannot actually, you do not give it any attention, you do not actually see it, and you are not consciously aware that I have seen it. But if I actually write it many times, very hidden in a very small font, and you go home and constantly search Feroz Shah Lectures, that would be the effect of a subliminal perception. Okay, does everybody understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Are you able to catch the language?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Now this is another kind of perception known as the subliminal perception. So the first was depth perception, 2D to 3D and distances. Another was motion perception, the perception of motion in comparison to a stable background. This is subliminal perception, the perception of object without any conscious awareness. Another one, now that is actually kind of the end of those perceptions, but there is another thing I would like to discuss. Another topic in your course, that is perceptual constancy. Perceptual constancy. Yes, those were the end of types. This is another concept. Perceptual constancy. Perceptual constancy. The ability to perceive objects similar despite the change in its appearance or the appearance of the background. अगर किसी चीज़ की साइज़ में, उसके स्ट्रक्चर में, उसके कलर में चेंज आता रहे, लेकिन आपको पता हो कि ये चेंज रियल नहीं है, ठीक है, वो होगी परसेप्चुअल कॉन्स्टेंसी. एज सेल्फ एक्सप्लेनेटरी बाय इट्स टाइटल, constancy, remaining constant. Okay, constancy means constant, remaining constant. So actually your perception of the object remains constant even if the object changes. For example, if you are standing at this end of the tunnel, this end of the tunnel seems bigger as in comparison to that side of the tunnel, but you actually know in your mind that the both sides of the tunnel are actually the same, are completely identical. Even if they seem smaller and bigger, you actually know that they are similar. So your perceptions of objects remain constant even the change in their external stimuli, because you have prior experience and knowledge about that object. So let's write the definition. Perceptual constancy: the ability to perceive objects similar is not the actual word. The ability to perceive objects similarly, let's say similarly,
This is related to the law of
even
perception, sir.
yes, even if the object, even if the appearance of the object or the background changes because of prior knowledge. Okay, so we have prior knowledge about some objects, we have prior experience with those objects, then we know that these objects are constant. We know the shape and the structure and the color and the motion of those objects. So even when the objects are the objects seem differently, we actually know that the real structure and the real size of the objects is so and so. Okay, so we actually make the objects constant in our mind. Our perception remains constant. Suppose you are talking to someone on the street, you are meeting a friend, you are talking to him and you are discussing a topic at very length. Okay, and then the person leaves. You actually shake his hand and he starts to leave. As he is going farther and farther away from you, his size starts to shrink. He becomes smaller and smaller as he goes away. Okay, but you don't question that phenomena, because you already know that he is not shrinking.
Yes.
A person does not shrink in size when he goes away from you, but it is the illusion of the mind. The illusion of the mind that the longer or farther objects seem smaller as compared to nearer objects. Illusion, that is the next topic.
False belief.
No, false belief is actually delusion. There is a difference between illusion, delusion and hallucination.
Yes, sir.
Shall we discuss that too?
Yes, sir. Hallucination.
Yes, let's discuss that too. There are three things openly named synonymously, but these are actually three very different things.
Sir, if we do not have any experience about the object,
About the object, then you might say, yes.
our perception will be not constant.
No, our perception, because you don't have any prior knowledge, you do not know whether the object is small or bigger. You do not have any information, you don't have any information about that object. So if the object seems bigger, your mind is actually perceiving that the object is coming closer.
The real image.
Yes, if the object is actually expanding, the mind perceives that the object is coming closer. And if the object is shrinking, the mind actually perceives that the object is going farther away. Okay. Now, why is that? Because of your prior information with other objects. You actually know that when objects are coming closer, they become bigger, and when the object goes away, they become smaller. Yes, because we have experience with that kind of phenomena. But if we don't have that kind of experience with some other object, then we might say that it is moving toward us and moving away from us. Then there will be no perceptual constancy. But we actually have many experiences, prior knowledge of many objects. That's why our perception remains constant. Three names: illusion, delusion, and hallucination. These are three different concepts, but actually said synonymously, are actually people confuse the meaning of these three words. So let's make them clear. This was done by our teacher, Ma'am Zainab Qazi, in many lectures. When she started the lecture in clinical psychology, the first thing she did was explain the difference between these three concepts. The first one is illusion. Illusion is actually the distortion or error caused in perception by an external stimuli. The error in perception caused by an external stimuli. So illusion is actually seeing this side of the tunnel bigger than that side of the tunnel. This side of the tunnel seems bigger, and that time the tunnel seems smaller. Now that is actually an error in perception. That error is known as illusion. So illusions are actually sensory. These are sensory illusions. It is caused by the external environment. We perceive them inaccurately. That is known as illusions. Illusions are always about the environment and about the perception and sensation. These are sensory data. The error in perception by the stimuli, caused by the stimuli in the environment. You can write the definition down. The error in perception, caused by a stimuli, by a stimulus. This is not a disease. By a stimulus in the environment. There is also a difference between a disease, a disorder, and illusion. That is another topic for another time. But disorder is often used, the term disorder is often used in the clinical psychology. Disorder is often associated with mental processes. The disorders in mental processes. When something is not in order, it is known as to be in disorder. Disease are actually associated with physiological and biological concepts. So for example, if you are having some flu, common cold, nausea, you are feeling different kind of headaches, you are feeling different kind of illnesses which are related to your physiological makeup, your biological makeup, that would be called as disease. Disorder is when you are not functioning in order. When you are not in order, you are called to be in disorder. For example, you are supposed to meet him happily, you are supposed to meet him kindly and shake his hand and talk to him lovely, but you are not doing that. You are very aggressive, you are coming forward and punching him in the face. That is actually disorder. You are not in order. So disorders are often associated with mental processes. If your mental processes are dysfunctional, you are in disorder. So that is the difference between disease and disorder. Disorders are often in clinical psychology, disorders are associated with mental processes and diseases are associated with physiological processes. Okay, so that is the difference between that. Now illusion is actually in the error in the perception caused by a stimulus in the environment. The stimulus is moving constantly, or the stimulus is very far away, the stimulus is very closer, the stimulus is constantly changing. When there are different variations in stimuli, we perceive them inaccurately. we are more likely to perceive them inaccurately. So if a stimulus is changing, I am very likely to perceive it inaccurately. That is known as illusion. Illusion, the error in perception caused by a stimulus in the environment. Stimulus is singular, stimuli is plural. Okay. Now delusion. Delusion is actually an unshakable false belief. Unshakable false belief. It is a form of mental disorder. It is only a symptom of disorders, not an actual disorder, but it is a symptom of mental disorders known as delusion. Delusion is when you have unshakable false belief about something. You are convinced that you are the president of United Kingdom. You are 100% convinced that you are the president of United Kingdom, or you are 100% convinced that you come from an alien planet. You are 100% sure. You are actually convinced and you are convincing others. That would be called as delusion. A completely false belief, but very unshakable, very strong belief. That is known as delusion. If I think that I am the most intelligent person on this universe, that would be a delusion. A false belief, but very unshakable, very resistible, very resilient belief. You cannot change that belief easily. And he is not joking with you. He is not joking with you. He is not bluffing. He is actually convinced that this is true about him. Now there are many disorders known as delusional disorders. Delusional disorders. There are disorders known as schizophrenia, known as psychotic disorders. In those disorders, people often have different kind of delusions. A paranoid, there is grandeur delusion, paranoid delusion. There are different kind of delusions. The delusion that someone is following me. Actually, the CIA, FBI, ISI, those agencies are after me. If I use the public bathroom, they will actually detect my DNA and they will follow me. They will torture me. You stay in the dark, you close the room, you actually have many locks on your door. That is known as paranoid delusion. Paranoid delusion. Okay? So there are many kind of delusion. That is actually a topic in clinical psychology, so we will skip it. But we actually now understand what delusion is.
Yes,
Are we clear about it? Do we know what delusion is? Okay, thank you. Now another topic is hallucination. Hallucination is the perception of a stimuli when there is no real stimuli present. When you perceive a stimuli, but there is no stimuli, that is known as hallucination. For example, if you come into the room and somebody is talking to himself, but it seems that he is talking to someone standing in front of him, but there is no actually someone present there, then you will actually deduce that the man is crazy. You will come to this conclusion that this man has gone crazy. He is talking to himself, believing that as if he is talking to someone. That is known as visual hallucination. The auditory hallucination are more common than visual. Auditory hallucination, somebody actually believes that he is listening to jinns.
yes, sir.
He is listening to jinns. The jinns were talking to me last night and they said that they will kidnap me and they will do this to me and they will take me to the graveyard. So those kind of beliefs are hallucinations, auditory hallucination. Hallucination has two types. Visual, when you actually see something, when that thing is not present.
Yes, sir.
And when you hear something, when that thing is not actually present. So when a stimuli is not present, but still you perceive that stimuli, is known as hallucination. So hallucination is wrong perception, not the wrong perception, but perception of a stimuli when the stimuli is not actually present. That is known as hallucination. The perception of a stimuli when the stimuli is not actually present. Delusion, a consistent and unshakable false belief. A consistent and unshakable false belief is known as delusion. Illusion, the error in perception caused by a stimulus in the environment. Are we clear about these three concepts now?
Sir,
Yes.
visual hallucination
Auditory hallucination, visual and auditory. There are also gustatory and tactile hallucinations, but those are very rarely observed. Hallucination can relate to all the five senses. Hallucination can actually, it is also, okay, let's move forward. So these are the three concepts that I explained. Is there any difficulty in this concept? You can ask questions, yes.
Sir, why the hallucination followed by almost those people who drugs or who use the drugs?
Of course, these drugs, there are drugs who are actually called hallucinogens.
Yes.
Hallucinogens. Hallucinogens are those drugs which cause you to hallucinate. Sometimes mushrooms are often the most commonly known hallucinogens. If you take, if you consume some mushroom, you will be actually perceiving weird kind of stuff, or you will be perceiving one man as two.
Yes.
Okay, you will be perceiving movements, you will be perceiving some weird kind of objects and phenomena in your mind. Those are drugs are called hallucinogens.
Yes.
Okay, if there are interaction between two drugs in your stomach, that can also cause you to hallucinate. Excessive drinking and smoking and excessive drug abusing can also cause you to hallucinate. So hallucination is often a common phenomenon. But when hallucinations are not induced by drugs, they are induced by a mental disorder, then those are categorized as disorders. If they are induced by some drugs, that is not actually a disorder.
जो असल में हो रहा है वो नहीं हो रहा है इसमें
हाँ, वो हेलुसिनेशन होता है. हाँ, जो आपको दिखाई दे रहा है वो नहीं हो रहा है, तो वो हेलुसिनेशन होगा. ठीक है ना जी.
सर अक्सर कोई शराब पी जाता है वो अक्सर दूसरी इंसान को समझता है कि बहुत मतलब बेइख्तियार का शख्स हो ये
हाँ.
अगर मैंने
हाँ.
मुक्का मार दिया तो ये सब
हाँ, वो फिर हेलुसिनेशन वो डिल्यूजन के दायरे में फिर रख सकते हैं. वो अनशेकेबल बिलीफ होती है जी.
सर अगर हम किसी को ये यकीन दिला दें कि तुम पागल हो तो
हाँ.
एक्चुअली पागल हो जाता है.
नहीं, वो डिपेंड करता है. सिगमंड फ्रॉइड जो है, सिगमंड फ्रॉइड, उसने एक कोटेशन दी थी. सिगमंड फ्रॉइड ने कहा था कि if you think you are mentally ill, please first know that you are not surrounded by idiots. If you think you are crazy, please first check that you are not surrounded by idiots. इसका मतलब ये था कि अक्सर हम अपने आप को डायग्नोज करते रहते हैं. सेल्फ डायग्नोजनेस कभी नहीं करनी चाहिए, ठीक है ना. सेल्फ डायग्नोसिस कभी नहीं करनी चाहिए. दूसरों से, एक्सपर्ट से राबिता करना चाहिए कि मुझे ये सिम्टम्स मेरे हैं, मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है कि मेरे साथ ये हो रहा है, आप मुझे डायग्नोज कर लें कि क्या मुझे कोई डिसऑर्डर तो नहीं है. वो चेक करनी चाहिए एक्सपर्ट के साथ, साइकोलॉजिस्ट, साइकेट्रिस्ट के साथ. अपने आप को खुद डायग्नोज नहीं करनी चाहिए. लेकिन अक्सर हम मेंटल डिसऑर्डर्स को खुद डायग्नोज करते रहते हैं. तो सिगमंड फ्रॉइड ने कहा था कि अगर आपको लग रहा है कि मैं क्रेजी हूँ, मैं साइकोटिक हूँ, मैं ठीक नहीं हूँ, तो आप पहले ये सोच लें और ये गौर कर लें कि आपने इडियट्स के कंपनी में तो नहीं है आप. क्योंकि बैड कंपनी जो है वो अक्सर आपको ऐसे बताते रहते हैं. मैंने आपको दूसरी कहानी भी बताई थी कि दो भाई जो थे वो सहरा में जा रहे थे और एक भाई जो था वो कुएं में गिर गया. छोटा भाई जो था उसने कोशिश की और कुएं से निकाला. तो जब लोग आए, उन दो बच्चों ने कहा अपने गांव वालों से कि ऐसा वाक़या जो है हमारे साथ आया था, मेरा बड़ा भाई जो था वो कुएं में गिर गया और मैंने फिर उसे निकाला रस्सी के ज़रिए. तो लोग उन्हें बिलीव नहीं कर रहे थे क्योंकि वो बहुत छोटा था, उसमें इतनी ताकत नहीं थी कि अपने बड़े भाई को कुएं से निकाले. लेकिन जब गांव के बुज़ुर्ग के पास चले गए तो गांव के बुज़ुर्ग ने कहा कि मुझे यकीन है कि इस छोटे बच्चे ने इस बड़े बच्चे को निकाला होगा. तो उनसे पूछा गया कि ऐसा आप क्या कह सकते हैं, आपके पास क्या सबूत हैं. तो बुज़ुर्ग ने कहा कि उस पूरे सहरा में कोई भी ऐसा आदमी नहीं था कि इनसे कहे कि तुम नहीं कर सकते. जब ऐसा कोई नहीं होता है ना कि आपसे कहे कि तुम नहीं कर सकते, तो फिर हमारे एबिलिटीज़ एनहेंस हो जाती हैं. हम जब डिस्करेज होते हैं ना तो ज़माना हमें डिस्करेज करता रहता है, लोग डिस्करेज करते हैं, लोग जेलस होते हैं, ठीक है ना. तो जेलस लोगों से दुनिया भरी हुई है, तो वो आपको डिस्करेज करते हैं और आपके जो स्ट्रेंथ है, जो पीक्स پر آپ جا سکتے ہیں, آپ کی جو انٹلیکچوئل ایبلٹیز ہیں وہ جو ہے سپریس ہو جاتی ہیں لوگوں کی وجہ سے. تو لوگوں کو سننا نہیں چاہیے. ایکچولی سننا سب کو چاہیے, لیکن جو دل کرتا ہے وہ کرنا چاہیے. اپنے انٹرسٹ کو, اپنے ڈریمز کو فالو کرنا چاہیے, ٹھیک ہے نا. سکسیس تبھی آتی ہے. خیر ٹاپک جو ہے وہ تھوڑا ڈائیورس ہوتا جا رہا ہے, لیکن اپنے جو ہے پوائنٹ پہ آتے ہیں, ٹھیک ہے. تو ہم نے پرسیپشن کے ٹائپس پڑھے, پھر ہم نے پرسیپچول کانسٹنسی پڑھی کہ اگر کسی چیز میں چینج آ رہا ہے لیکن اس کے ساتھ ہمارا پرائر نالج اور پرائر ایکسپیرینس کنیکٹڈ ہے تو ہم اپنی پرسیپشن کو ڈسٹارٹ نہیں ہونے دیتے. ہم جانتے ہیں کہ کار جو ہے ایک گاڑی کی سملر سائز ہے. آپ 200 منزلہ لمبے اور اونچے بلڈنگ پہ چڑھ جائیں, لفٹ میں چڑھ جائیں, اور آپ اونچے پہاڑ سے یا بلڈنگ سے نیچے دیکھیں تو گاڑیاں بہت چھوٹی دکھتی ہیں, سڑک بہت چھوٹا دکھتا ہے. لیکن آپ کبھی کویسچن نہیں کرتے کہ یار یہ گاڑی تو بہت بڑی تھی, یہ چھوٹی کیسی ہو گئی. یہ کویسچن آپ نہیں کرتے, کیونکہ آپ ذہن میں جانتے ہیں کہ the size of the car is actually constant. Okay? So that is actually perceptual constancy. Then we differentiated the three concepts or the three constructs known as illusion, delusion or hallucination. Now we will be talking about some illusions. That is the topic in our course. We will be talking about some illusions. So let's clean the board. No, sit down. I'll do this myself. Can somebody tell me which line is bigger? I will draw two lines. Can I have your notebook, please? Yes. Okay, close your eyes. Everybody close your eyes. Don't look at me. Everybody close your eyes. اپنی آنکھوں کو بند کر لے. آنکھوں پہ ہاتھ رکھ کے سب آنکھیں بند کر لے. کوئی بورڈ کو نہیں دیکھے گا, ٹھیک ہے؟ بورڈ کو کوئی بھی نہیں دیکھے گا. Okay, open your eyes now. Which line is bigger? ہاں, کون سی لائن جو ہے وہ بڑی دکھ رہی ہے؟ جن کو لگتا ہے کہ نیچے والی لائن بگر ہے وہ ہاتھ اٹھائیں. جن کو لگتا ہے کہ اوپر والی لائن جو ہے وہ بڑی ہے. جن کو لگتا ہے کہ دونوں سیم ہیں. اچھا, اسے کہتے ہیں مولر لائر ایلوژن. مولر لائر illusion. The error in perception caused by a stimuli in the environment. یہ environment میں ایک stimuli تھی, ٹھیک ہے نا, جو آپ کو غلط دکھی. ایکچولی دونوں لائنز کمپلیٹلی, لیکن بیک گراؤنڈ جو ہے, بیک گراؤنڈ وہ آپ کے پرسیپشن میں ڈسٹورشن لا رہی ہے, ٹھیک ہے نا. اس کے ایرو ہیڈ جو ہے وہ انورٹڈ ہے, اس لیے یہ بگر دکھ رہی ہے, یہ لینتھیئر دکھ رہی ہے. اس کے ایرو ہیڈ جو ہے وہ ریگولر ہیں, اس لیے آپ کو یہ چھوٹا لائن دکھ رہا ہے. ایسے بہت سارے ایلوژنز ہوتے ہیں, ٹھیک ہے نا. جیسے ایک لمبا ہال ہے, اس میں بہت سارے لوگ کھڑے ہوئے ہیں. ہال کے اس طرف جو بندہ ہے وہ شارٹر دکھتا ہے, ہال کے اس طرف جو بندہ ہے وہ ٹالر دکھتا ہے, ٹھیک ہے نا. اگر حقیقت میں دیکھیں تو وہ بندہ اس سے ٹال ہوتا ہے, لیکن وہ ہال کے اس طرف ہے, اس لیے وہ چھوٹا نظر آ رہا ہے. اس ایکسپیریمنٹ کو پروف کرنے کے لیے انہوں نے ایک روم بھی بنایا تھا. ایک روم ایسا بنایا تھا کہ اس سائڈ کا روم جو تھا وہ ٹالر تھا, اور پھر روم ایسا تھا. یہ سائڈ شارٹر تھا, یہ سائڈ لارجر تھا. تو جو شارٹر بندے تھے, شارٹر, وہ یہاں پہ کھڑے ہوئے, جو ٹالر بندے تھے وہ وہاں پہ کھڑے ہوئے. تو ایکچولی بیک گراؤنڈ کی وجہ سے شارٹ بندے جو تھے وہ ٹال دکھ رہے تھے, اور جو ٹال بندے تھے وہ شارٹ دکھ رہے تھے. تو مطلب یہ ہے کہ ایکچولی سائنٹسٹ جو تھے, دیر آر سم ٹو کائنڈ آف ایکسپلینیشن گیون بائی دی سائنٹسٹ. or these psychologists or psychological scientists, they actually explain that there might be two probabilities. One is two answers to these questions. One might be that the person actually there is a problem with the retina, or there is some abnormality or some disparity in or some dysfunctionality in the retina, that the objects are perceived inaccurately in the retina. And the other is that there must be some problem in the mind, actually, the perception of that stimuli in the mind. So there are two causes, but we actually don't know the reason accurately. We actually know that the mind can play tricks on you. Okay, the mind can play tricks on you. And actually the perception of the human being is not that reliable. The perception of a human being is not that reliable. We are very intelligent, rational, logical beings. We are the superior beings to all the other species, because we are more conscious, we are more intelligent. We have built rockets and space planes, and we are actually intending to live on Mars and live on Titan and live on different planets. We are multi-planetary species in the future. We are intelligent enough to make schools. We are intelligent enough to propagate education, to enhance our skills. We are that skilled, but we are also deep down not that good, because there are some kind of abnormalities, different kind of weaknesses in the human mind. So that is Muller-Lyer illusion. There is another kind of illusion. Let's see what that was. Another kind of illusion, the apparent motion. Apparent motion, that is also another kind of illusion. Apparent motion. The perception of movement in a certain stimuli in the absence of that motion. Suppose you are sitting in a train. That train is stationary. The train is not moving, but the train alongside that train is moving very fast. You actually feel that your own train is moving. Okay, Einstein did many thought experiments and many experiments on that, the time-space continuum, space-time, that kind of things. Let's not get into Einstein at this very lecture. But apparent motion is actually the perception of motion in an object due to its movement. The perception of motion in an object due to your own movement. The perception and movement of another object because of your own movement. You are moving, so you think that the moon is actually moving. एक कहानी है, एग्जाम्पल ये है कि अगर आप गाड़ी में जा रहे हैं और आप मून को देखें तो आपको ऐसा लगता है कि मून मुझे फॉलो कर रहा है. मैं जहाँ भी जा रहा हूँ मून मुझे फॉलो कर रहा है. इसे कहते हैं फाई फिनोमेना. फाई फिनोमेना. फाई ग्रीक वर्ड में मून को कहते हैं. तो फाई फिनोमेनन ये है कि मून मुझे फॉलो कर रहा है जब मैं गाड़ी में जा रहा हूँ. मून एक्चुअली आपको ये परसेप्चुअल कॉन्स्टेंसी भी होती है. परसेप्चुअल कॉन्स्टेंसी हमारे जहन में होती है कि मून की मूवमेंट ऐसी नहीं है, मून वहाँ पे स्टेशनरी है. मून की थोड़ी बहुत मूवमेंट जो है वो इतनी ज़्यादा मूवमेंट मून की नहीं है कि यहाँ से मुझे दिखे. तो परसेप्चुअल कॉन्स्टेंसी भी होती है, लेकिन फाई फिनोमेनन की इल्यूजन भी होती है. इसे कहते हैं अपेरेंट मोशन. आपके अपनी मूवमेंट से आपको लगता है कि दूसरे ऑब्जेक्ट में मूवमेंट हो रही है. सो द परसेप्शन ऑफ मूवमेंट इन एन ऑब्जेक्ट बिकॉज ऑफ योर ओन मूवमेंट. हाँ, 3D गेम्स, 3D मूवीज किस तरीके से?
सर, जब हमें लगता है कि जब फिल्म में बारिश होती है तो हमें लगता है कि हाँ ऐसा लगता है कि
हमें मार रहा है. वो जब आप 3D मूवीज़ देखते हैं, हाँ 3D ग्लासेस के. लेकिन ये जो है हम रियल टाइम फिनोमेना अगर लें, बेटर एग्जांपल्स आर द एग्जांपल ऑफ द मून, एग्जांपल ऑफ द मूविंग ट्रेन. सो दीज आर द डिफरेंट टू काइंड्स ऑफ डिफरेंट illusions. Okay. Now there are differences in the perception of different cultures.
Sir, apparent motion definition, sir.
Afferent motion, the perception of motion in an object. The perception in motion of an object because of your own movement. ठीक है ना? तो ये एपरेंट मोशन, मुलर लाइन, इल्यूजन और 5 फिनोमिना हो गई। 5 फिनोमिना वो मून की फिनोमिना थी कि मून मुझे फॉलो कर रहा है। अगर आप डिफरेंट साइंटिस्ट ने, एक्चुअली साइकोलॉजिस्ट ने डिफरेंट कल्चर्स में लोगों की परसेप्शन को देखा है और डिफरेंट कल्चर्स की लोगों में परसेप्चुअल एबिलिटीज़ जो है वो अलग अलग किस्म की होती हैं। एक्चुअली एक डायग्राम दिया हुआ था बुक में, वो डायग्राम तो मैं ड्रा नहीं कर सकता, लेकिन आपको मैं एक आइडिया दे सकता हूँ, ठीक है ना? यहाँ पे जो है एक आर्चर है, एक बंदा है, ठीक है, एक बंदा है जिसके पास तीर है, ओके, तीर मार रहा है। यहाँ पहाड़े हैं, पहाड़े, यहाँ पे जो है वो एक एलिफेंट है, ठीक है, और यहाँ पे एक डियर है, यहाँ पे एक डियर है। तो डिफरेंट कल्चर्स के लोगों से क्वेश्चन हुआ, अफ्रीका के लोगों से, अफ्रीकन जो है वो जो रूरल एरियाज़ में बहुत ज़्यादा रहते हैं, उनसे पूछा गया कि आपको क्या लगता है ये बंदा उस एलिफेंट को तीर मार रहा है, निशानी ले रहा है, या ये तीर जो है इस डियर को मार रहा है, ठीक है ना? तो लोगों को, एक्चुअली अफ्रीकन लोगों ने कहा कि डियर को मार रहे हैं, डियर को मार रहे हैं, क्योंकि डियर जो है वो उनके नज़दीक हैं। लेकिन जब अमेरिकन लोगों से पूछा गया, अमेरिकन से, तो उनकी 3D एक्सपीरियंस बहुत ज़्यादा हो गई थी। अफ्रीका में एक्चुअली डायग्राम्स या फोटोग्राफी जो होती है वो 2D में, अफ्रीका के जो ट्राइब थी वहाँ उन्होंने 2D पिक्चर्स ज़्यादा देखी थी, 3D पिक्चर्स नहीं देखी थी, ठीक है ना? डेप्थ की परसेप्शन उनकी नहीं थी, डेप्थ की, तो वो हर चीज़ को 2D में इंटरप्रेट कर रहे थे। तो उन्हें लगा नहीं, तो अफ्रीका के लोगों को लगा कि एलिफेंट को जो है वो तीर मार रहा है, एलिफेंट को, क्योंकि एलिफेंट नज़दीक है बनिस्बत इसके। क्यों? क्योंकि वो 2D में इंटरप्रेट कर रहे थे, 2D में। तो 2D में तो डिस्टेंस नहीं होती, 2D में तो हाइट एंड डेप्थ नहीं होती, तो ये फिर क्लोज हुआ, ये फार हुआ। अगर आप 2D में परसीव करें, अगर आप 3D में परसीव करें तो ये पहाड़े हैं, ये बहुत दूर हैं, और ये डियर जो है ये नज़दीक है। तो अमेरिकन स्टूडेंट्स जो थी उन्होंने ये एक्सप्लेनेशन दी कि डियर का साइज़ जो है ये बहुत बड़ा है, इसीलिए ये इसके नज़दीक है। एलिफेंट का साइज़ बहुत छोटा है, इसलिए वो पहाड़ों में दूर है। इसलिए हम कंक्लूजन ले सकते हैं कि ये आर्चर जो है ये डियर को तीर मार रहा है, ठीक है ना? तो लोगों के, आपके कल्चर में, आपके ब्रिंगिंग अप, आपके पेरेंटिंग, आपके एजुकेशन से भी आपके परसेप्शन जो है वो इन्फ्लुएंस होती हैं, ठीक है ना? अगर आप ऐसे इलाके में रह रहे हैं जहाँ पे 2D हर चीज़ को 2D में परसीव करते हैं, वहाँ पेंटर्स जो हैं वो पेंटर्स हमेशा 2D पेंटिंग्स निकालते हैं, तो आप चीज़ों को भी 2D में परसीव करेंगे। आपको लगेगा कि एलिफेंट को मार रहा है क्योंकि वो क्लोज है। आपने डियर बोला था, हाँ, तो वो आपने 3D में परसेप्शन की थी कि एलिफेंट जो है वो पहाड़ों में दूर है, ये जो है नज़दीक है। ओके, थैंक यू, दैट्स ऑल।